Good morning to all of our viewers. You know what time it is, 7:30. We're about to get things kicked off and we like to show people that we broadcast from around the valley from Gypsum to East Vail. We have you covered. And this morning, behold, the Eagle River right here, which is where I am in the town of Eagle. This morning we have a great program for you here on Vail Valley Live. We've got a whole bunch of stuff that we're going to talk about, from what's going on with the tree burning. They do this big Christmas tree burning here in Eagle, to yesterday on the Shoshone section of the Colorado River. We're going to go do a powder day up on Vail Mountain, and I'm going to wander around Eagle and share with you what this river park looks like during the summer months, because Vail Vail Valley Live, my lips are frozen, starts right now.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Vail Valley Live. I'm Trisha Swenson here up Valley in our studios at the Grand Hyatt Vail. We just saw Ken Harvey along the Eagle River down in Eagle, down Valley, going to give us some reports about what's going on, and we're going to be seeing some snow today. It looks rather nice right now, a little bit of blue sky, a little bit of fog rolling in when we were driving into work today, but we're going to see the snow come in later on today into tonight, and we are in a winter storm warning through 6 p.m. tonight. So we'll let you know how to kind of maneuver this weather in case you're going up on the hill today. Lifts open at 8:30. So if you have any questions about what's open, or if you just got to town, you can chat with us in two different ways: YouTube and Facebook. Just make sure you like, subscribe, set the alerts so you know that we're on. I always get the alert on my phone and know that we're on, and you can tune in and be ready to go with all the information. So ask us questions. We'd love to help you out. Ken and I are your concierge of the Vail Valley. But let's get to the weather first, and then we'll take it down to the valley, to the Eagle River, and let you know what's going on. So snow showers today. Our highs right around the 30s. We saw those warm temperatures yesterday, really melting a lot of that snow in the parking lots and the sidewalks and everything. And we're at a chance of precipitation 80%. Total daytime snow accumulation anywhere from 1 to 3 inches possible. And then tonight, another 2 to 4 inches possible. And this is according to the National Weather Service. Currently, we're in the teens right now, 18 at Beaver Creek, Vail looking at 17 degrees. When I drove in this morning from Edwards, it was about, 26 degrees coming on in. And then the next couple of days, we'll see some more snow on Tuesday into Wednesday, and then we get a clearing Wednesday into Thursday, and our temperatures drop. Our overnight low on Wednesday night, 6 degrees above zero. So just something to be aware of, that the temperature is going to change up a little bit for this first week of the new year. Happy 2023, everybody. Hopefully you had a great holiday weekend. A lot of people have today off from work. I know that the banks and the post office is closed today. A lot of kids still out of school. I believe Eagle County is out of school all the way through the weekend. So they'll go back next Monday, kind of depending on what school you go to, but a long, nice break, a full week off for a lot of these kids. But let's bring in Ken Hovey and let's talk a little bit about the new year, the weather, and what beautiful shot there. So you're down there by the Whitewater Park, right?
That's right. That's right. And you might see my camera shake and hear the wind. I
Oh,
just
wow.
heard your weather report,
Yeah.
Trisha. You could feel the front moving in right now. And during the open, like, I feel like I had lockjaw. I instantly got cold. But I wanted to show you this. I'm being joined by three friends. I don't know if you can
I
see them up
saw
on the hillside
that.
there.
Yep.
Yeah, the horses. Yeah, this one's scratching at the ground trying to get to the hay that's under there. But take a look at that. They're on the hillside. That's one of the ranches that's down here in Eagle. It's literally right between the river park and downtown. And they have horses up there. And it's very cool when you're down here at the river park. Sometimes you'll look up there and you'll see them hanging out and running back and forth across the fence line. So I'm being joined by some visitors. But
Yes.
Tricia, you nailed it on the weather. We've got that snow that's in the forecast. We've had great snow this past week. We'll have some footage of Vail Mountain coming up and a whole lot more. But this is like very wintry
Yeah.
this year, right, Trisha? I mean, this has got to be one of the snowiest seasons that we've ever had
Oh,
in
I
my
know.
books so
Ken,
far.
and Ken, we could get 9 inches in the next couple of days. We already have well over 130, 140 inches on the mountains. And if you just moved here this year, I think a lot of people would think, "Oh wow, it snows this much every single day." But it isn't usually like this. Colorado typically has 300 days of sunshine a year, one of the sunniest states. And I'm okay. I'm okay with foregoing sun to get this snow, especially early season. We're looking at January 2nd, and we have so much terrain open on both mountains.
I have my notes. I
Okay.
took them in the car. This is my phone is my camera,
Oh,
so I have the stats right here.
okay, cool.
It's actually for Vail Mountain, 151 inches for the season. They've had 22 inches in the past 7 days, so almost two
Yeah.
feet of snow in the past week. 3 inches in the past 48. I was surprised that they didn't report anything last night, but I think that this storm just kind of pumped the brakes and slowed down and is expected to roll in. They're calling for 2 to 4 inches possible today. I did want to say this. I know that we are the voice of the Eagle River Valley, and for both Vail and Beaver Creek Mountains, we like to talk about them. But did you hear what happened to Silverton last night?
What?
Silverton Mountain got 26 inches in the past 24 hours. Yeah.
Oh my
So
gosh.
this storm favored the southwestern portion of the state, where they picked up over 2 feet of snow in 24 hours. That's pretty remarkable. Vail has, though, 92% of the mountain open, 254 trails, and 32 lifts. So
Yeah.
it's great. It's really good. And coming up, I know we've got the Vail Daily update coming up, but I had the opportunity to go up 2 days ago, and I'll share some of the powder shots from there. But Tricia, I figured since I'm down here at the river park and people are wondering, what is this park? And if we
Yeah.
could go full screen, I'll
Yeah.
show our viewers. There's a number of river features that are here. This is feature one, and right now it doesn't look like much, but during the springtime, when all of this snow runs off, the Eagle River is the largest tributary to the Colorado River within the state of Colorado, meaning it provides the most amount of water. So all this snow that's building up right now, it come like May, June, it runs off. And this river, I wouldn't be able to stand right here. I'd be like chest deep and just getting
Wow.
swept away. But they made this river park over a 2 year period. It came to total fruition this past season. And I've got some footage for our viewers. Trisha, I've got to get you down here. I know that
Yeah.
you've not been down here
I
yet,
know.
but here's what the river park looks like. This is Jeff Kennedy, by the way, and his daughter, one of the founders of Moe's Barbecue.
Yep.
It's just a beautiful park. It's right next to the highway. Great place to bring the kids down, especially as the water levels drop. And this is me tubing down through here as someone's starting to surf. And at the end of this segment, we got a little drone footage that you can see what the water looks like when it's really high and the river surfing is at its prime. But I would suggest that everybody, if you're coming back here during the summer months, you come down to the Eagle River Park. Kids can check it out and learn. You can bring your stand-up paddleboard. They do river events down here in the town
Whoa.
of Eagle. There's
Look at that.
Derek. Yeah, Derek Dreyer doing a
Whoa.
headstand while surfing. He's the golf course superintendent out at Frost Creek. He's a great
Oh my.
athlete. But here's what it looks like from above, jumping on a
Wow.
board and surfing on the Eagle River. So although right now you're looking at it and it's nice and tranquil and mellow, once the river levels come up, that is what you can expect come springtime. It is an awesome place to come check out. And even if you don't get on the river, as you saw from that one photo, there's this large grassy area here where you can just hang out, do some sunbathing.
Well, and you know what, Ken? Sometimes if I'm driving from Gypsum and going back up Valley, it's really cool because you can see it right off the interstate. And I think it oftentimes entices people to like, hey, they were looking for a place to stop anyway through, a major highway east-west across the United States, I-70. And they're like, oh, let's do it here. And they can park right there. The visitor center isn't very far away. Great restaurants too. So it's really
It's
become
exactly right.
such a center focal point for Eagle in the summer.
Trisha, you should be a spokesperson. That is exactly right. And if locals recall, and you can chime in on the chat, what did this place used to be? I mean, I'll just tell you, it was a parking lot, a dirt parking lot that had recycling here that actually kind of turned into a dumping station for people that don't know how to use recycling. It had a big fence up. You couldn't get down to the river. This was actually, we used to call this rapid up above here Rumpelseed as a raft guide. And you used to take out up at the visitor center up there. And as a rookie guide, this was like a notoriously ugly area. If you missed that takeout and you had to take your guests through this section and then get out down at the fairgrounds because there was like rebar in the river and things like that. Well, they came in, they cleaned it all up. They put in these beautiful features. They put in a beautiful park that is also accessible for people that might be mobility impaired, or if you're pushing a baby stroller, you can come right along, you can check it out, you can see the river action, you can hang out. And although I'm not going to spin the camera because it's kind of stuck in the snow right now, they have a great restroom set up here, and they're putting like a pavilion area. They're building it right now so that you'll have a lot of shade. And I just can't say enough good things. I love the town of Eagle, and I love that they did this, and I know that it has become a focal point and something that they're very proud of down here. Oh, we got some more footage. Yeah, you can check this out. This is from YouTube. Again, showing what it looks like during the summer months. Oh, that's actually me. That is during that little clip right there. That's when the water's starting to rise. That's still low water right there. And that's actually right around April and May as it's on the rise. Great kayaking features here. Anyway. Yeah, you get the idea. I think we've shared it. That's Scott Shipley. He was one of the designers, but get ready because why does this make any sense? Wow, the wind is really picking up. Because the more snow we get, Trisha, the higher the water levels and the better the surfing is.
And
so
you know, it all, you know, this white gold, the snow that we get right now, it helps us all year round, and we would love it. We love it. Hey, you know what? It looks like besides the wind, it's going to be okay flying out in and out of Eagle this morning. Hopefully, there's no delays out of there. I know that we've got so many people that are in coming and going, and some people are staying later because they were delayed getting here, so they've extended their trip and everything too. So we've got all that going on. Flight schedules, flight status. Let me see. Looks like
I'm giving you. We're just gonna look, Trisha. Check the wind. Right over that ridge line is where the Eagle County Regional Airport is, and so far so good as far as the weather overhead. If they have morning flights, you can also go online, check it there. Flyvail.com is a great place to check on your flights. So far, things are pretty good down here, and even the roads, not bad this morning. Icy in some spots, but maybe leave yourself an extra 15 minutes of travel time if you are coming down here from both Vail and Beaver Creek.
Yeah, and it looks like there was a flight, departures to EWR that was canceled, and then the one to Denver at 7:45 already delayed. So you can go to flyvail.com and get some information. I'm sure you've probably already been alerted by your airlines and everything, but I think we should be okay. And driving this morning should be okay if you need to get to maybe to Denver to the airport. But later on today, when the snow comes in, I think it's going to be heavy, kind of fast and furious, is what they're kind of calling for, and windy conditions, like you said. So here it is. And then flight information, you can just go on flight status. And basically, the one arriving from JFK has been diverted, but the one coming in from DFW down in Texas, that's going to be on time at 10:03. So, and then a few are expected to come in a little early. So, yeah, there's a look at what's going on with the airlines today. And boy, what a crazy time.
Everyone always wonders, they're like, oh, there must be all these delays and cancellations at Eagle. We like to fly into Denver. Don't fly in and out of Denver. Use the Eagle County Airport. Plus, if your flight does get canceled, you can just run back up to the mountain and go skiing. It's way closer and way less of a hassle. Let's just face it, Trisha. Going to Denver now,
it's
don't
tough.
do it.
Oh, I know. Well, so I was on the lift with some people, and they'd flown in that morning, and then they were already on the slopes. I mean, like, you can get to the slopes so fast, especially if you've already got your rental and everything. And yeah, so here's a look. Look at the windsock doesn't look too bad where this this is taken, but there's the Eagle County Regional Airport. Looking good. They did an expansion a couple years ago. Such a nice place to fly in and out of. All right, Ken, you know what?
Yeah, and Trisha, I know we have to wrap it up. I'm going to run into town while you do the Vail Daily Update.
Yeah.
But the one thing I wanted to share is for the people that are arriving into Eagle, they must just be blown away thinking, where's all the snow? Because we actually don't have a lot of snow down valley this year. You get to Vail and the
Oh
snowbanks are
yeah.
taller than your vehicle. So
Well,
don't be alarmed if you land an Eagle and you're like, where is it?
but you know what? I actually just had someone comment that they were so surprised. You know, usually on the north side of the interstate for Vail, Avon, coming out of Beaver Creek, there's not a lot of snow there. Well, this year there is, and people are like, "Wow!" I'm like, "Yeah, it's been snowing since October. It's crazy up here."
Yeah,
So,
it's been like a foot to 2 feet per week, just
yeah.
about.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll
All
let
right, well,
you get
Trisha,
out
you
of the
do the Vail
wind.
Daily Update. You do the
Okay.
Vail Daily Update.
All right, yeah, we're gonna let Ken get to a less windy area, but that's a really pretty park right down there, the Whitewater Park. We got to take a break. We'll be back with Vail Daily Update, roads, and more.
We're for the fashion forward and budget minded. We've got the brands that set you apart, the style to make you stand out, the looks that let you shine. We are for the dreamers, the doers, and the savers. Outlets at Silverthorne. Elevate your savings. Save up to 70% on the best designer brands. Visit outlets@silverthorne.com for current sales and events.
Hi, my name is Carrie Mae Wack, and I'm with the Eagle Valley Library District, and today I'm at our Eagle branch featuring our Spark Studio. So this is our maker space lab, or the place where you can come try new technology. We have software, hardware, pretty much anything that you can use to make and create. We have some sort of version in our maker space. Thanks for checking out the Spark Studio with me today. Make sure to come back to the Eagle Public Library and check it out for yourself. Hello, my name is Carrie Mae. Did you know that your local Eagle Valley Library District has after-school programming? We have What's Up Wednesdays in Eagle, we have Thumbs Up Thursdays in Avon, and Friday Fun Club in Gypsum. These activities are geared towards elementary-aged students and include art, science, and interactive activities. Either call your local branch today or check out evld.org to see what's happening after school at your library this week.
All right, we are back with Vail Valley Live. When I let you know what made headlines in today's paper for Monday, January 2nd, 2023. And on the cover, decked out for the new year, the slopes of Vail Mountain are looking white and fluffy with new snow over the last week. The resort has received over 150 inches of snow season to date. You can find that picture on the cover of today's Vail Daily. But also on the cover of today's Vail Daily, headlines: a lift for mental health. Eagle County creating more options to transport those in need of behavioral health treatment. More on this on page A3. Patients can now take ambulances to inpatient facilities. So we're building transportation options for mental health. Also in today's local and regional, the way it was. The life and times of Vail's motley band of pioneers can be found. Brenda Himmelfarb wrote this story. Fits in nicely with the Vail's 60th anniversary season. So you can learn about some of the wild antics that were going on, including riding a horse into one of the local bars on Bridge Street. So check that out in today's paper. Also in today's paper, paddlers ring in the new year on the water. We'll be talking to Ken Hovey about this one. Ken Hovey, he's been a fixture on this New Year's Day paddle tradition that's been going on for quite some time. Kayakers, rafters, and stand-up paddleboarders take to the Colorado River on this New Year's Day traditions. You can read more about it on page A14. And like I said, we'll get Ken to chime in as well. And then, one of the newest restaurants in Vail, we're doing a Miller and Lux pop-up. So this is coming to town. It is here right now. It's in the Flame Restaurant at the Four Seasons. And it is Vail's newest decadence. So you can just check that out. Get your reservations for this great restaurant that's based out of San Francisco, but they're bringing that flavor to the Valley from now through April. So that's on page B1. Also, we've got Mountain Film on tour. It's going to be arriving at the Villar Performing Arts Center this Thursday. So you can read all about the different films that are going to be shown that night. It'll start at 6 o'clock, go till about 8:15. But it should be an awesome way to just immerse yourself at the movies. You know, ski all day, ride all day, and then go to the Villar Performing Arts Center, which is a great little gem of a theater that we have here in the Vail Valley. And speaking of movies, wow, Glass Onion, Puss in Boots, a good set of sequels. We've got the movie theaters open. A lot of times they're doing daytime matinees now throughout the holiday season. So it's a good way to go. But that's a look at what made headlines in today's Vail Daily. You could pick up your copy in newspaper dispensers from Eastvale all the way down to Gypsum, or you could always go online and find these stories, archive stories. You could sign up for newsletters, whether it's the entertainment newsletter, sports newsletter, or it's good for breaking news too. They have been doing a lot of breaking news with road closures, and we could maybe see some trouble on the roads this afternoon once that snow really starts to fly. Right now, we're seeing blue skies overhead. You kind of think, oh, it's not going to be that big of a deal. Well, the weather could change pretty quickly here, so it's always good to keep the VailDaily.com handy so you can keep up to date on what's going on with those roads. And speaking of the roads, let's bring in the cams. And you could see people, look at the Dow Junction cam. People are making their way back home. People are heading back down to the Front Range, going to the airport. Long holiday weekend, long holiday week. We'll still have people here this week, of course, with schools being out. But it's going to taper off. You know, the holidays kind of coming and going. And here's what's going on with the roads. When I drove in this morning, it was really dry along I-70, but the side streets, wow, the parking lots, the stop sign areas, roundabouts, those still have quite a bit of snow-packed and icy conditions on them. And yesterday, over the weekend, with it being so warm, that just got all slushy, and then it just froze overnight. So it's a little crazy. But do take it easy on the roads today. We could see some wind gusts as well, so that can kind of affect things. Loveland Pass was closed earlier this morning, and when that happens, all the hazmat vehicles, hazardous materials vehicles, need to go through Eisenhower Tunnel. They close it down to regular traffic at the top of the hour. They get those vehicles through, and then they let everyone else go. So just be aware of those kind of things happening. But let's bring it outside to Ken Hovey. He is standing by. He's downtown Eagle. There you are.
I'm in the heart of it, and if there's an echo on my audio right now, forgive me. I can move it out, but it's windy, and it's windy on
Yeah.
Broadway, and I've actually tucked my camera away
Okay,
into
good.
Eagle Town Hall just to block the wind. But you can see right now downtown Eagle, very, very quiet. You know, one of the most popular local businesses down here is right across the street. That is Quiet Cat. They
Yes.
make the world's greatest e-bikes. You see them all over the place. And then continuing down, a very quiet morning down here today. And, you know, the holidays are kind of wrapping it up. And Tricia, you and I had a bit of a disagreement this morning before the show starts on when do you stop saying Happy New Year? And our viewers can chime in. For me, today is it. Okay, yesterday was Happy New Year. Today, hey, Happy New Year.
You know
You
what?
start doing this like a week from now, no.
You know what? I have this habit where if I haven't seen someone and like I see them in the third week of January, it's like a reflex. I'm just like, Happy New Year. I don't know where it comes from, but I just say it. So I know I can try to curb this habit that I've had. But I mean, it's nice. I am really wishing them a happy new year. Prosperity, health, happiness, all that. I'm just well wishing.
I'm with you. I get it. To me, a lot of times it means that someone didn't know anything else to say to me. They're just
Oh,
like, oh, Happy New Year.
okay, okay.
Come
I'll
on.
make sure that I have something specific to say to you,
Okay.
Kenobi.
Well, I have something specific to share with our viewers. We've been talking about all this great snow, and you're like, man, Ken, you're an eagle. Well, we want to talk powder. Well, I have that for you. And Rachel will bring the video up. I went up on the mountain a couple days ago, and this is just incredible. Actually, yeah, we'll go back to the beginning. This is looking down into Game Creek Bowl, down Uzo,
Oh,
over
nice.
toward the brand new lift. Oh, Trisha, the snow's been so good. The new 6-pack lift is awesome. The uphill capacity much faster now. I have discovered that Game Creek has been relatively empty because you can't really access the back bowls from there right now
Yeah.
because they don't have Tier 17 done. And so it's been pretty quiet. This clip right here of some skiers going by in just a moment, that was taken at like 9:30 in the morning, about an hour
Wow.
after the lifts open. So, Game Creek might be the answer for you. But again, 2 days ago, the snow was just fantastic. This was on that 4-inch morning, which was followed or previously had like 7 inches the day before. And the snow has just been so good. You know, we've lived here for quite a long time. And I would have to say that this season chalks up as one of the better ones. This is the view across over toward Dealer's Choice and Lost Boy. And Trisha, this shot says it all right here.
Oh
Woo!
yeah. Woohoo.
Yeah. So there's your official snow report from
Yes.
me for this week. That, like, again, was just a couple days ago, and now that we're getting kind of a refreshment of snow on top of what we already have, we're going to see that again probably this afternoon and then tomorrow morning.
Yeah. Well, and you know what, Ken? I've been over at Beaver Creek with my friends that were in town for the holiday, and we were all over the place. Mostly stayed Main Beaver Creek. They love the new McCoy Park that just opened about a year ago. We did a couple laps in Bachelor Gulch. Didn't make it all the way to Arrowhead, but I usually skin up Arrowhead all the time, so I know it's good over there too right now. But on a Saturday, oh my gosh, the fog came in. And on those days when it's foggy and the visibility gets a little tough, there's a few tricks you can do. And one of them is to ski closer to the trees. You don't necessarily have to go in the trees if you're not familiar, but if you ski that line kind of right on the border of the trees, like Larkspur Bowl, we were riding the lift, we couldn't even see the lift tower in front of us. And we're like, oh wow, how are we gonna get out of here? And wear brighter clothing on those days, because if you're just kind of blending in, wear something bright. Like even this afternoon when we start to see the storm come through, that's a good way to go. You can also sometimes go a little lower, and sometimes that'll help. Maybe stay more on like just make laps on Latigo and Gold Dust and that area, and then go back up high once that fog kind of rolls out. But it was
Yeah.
crazy.
Proper goggles as well.
Yes.
That's a good one. Which, by the way, Trisha, the goggles you have on today, not proper goggles, not even real goggles, by the way.
I know. It
Fashion
was a
goggles.
Christmas present. I had to wear my new hat today.
And I'll tell you what, there were a lot of beer goggles that were on 2 nights ago. It was a wild party in Vail. I've heard about some of the things that went down, and
Oh,
people were definitely out celebrating in Vail
okay.
and Beaver Creek
Yeah,
on
you
New
know
Year's
what?
Eve.
We didn't go to Vail, so we ended up going just staying in Edwards and going to Craftsman. You know, they took over the old Gold Range Brewery space, and they decided to have a big party for New Year's, and it was an '80s theme party. And Ken, you know, I love '80s. I love
Yeah.
dressing up, but I wasn't gonna dress up. But then last minute, my friends were like, "No, we're dressing up," and she let me borrow that orangey, peach-colored sweatshirt, Patagonia, that she had for her husband. My husband had this crazy old '80s sweater. I got the fur boots, so we pulled it together last minute. And I've got those goggles. Those are Bolay goggles, so they're
Trisha Swenson.
authentic. They're authentic.
Two things. Number one, I cannot believe that you were like, oh, I'm not going to go out.
I wasn't.
Okay?
No, I wasn't gonna dress up. I was like, I'm just
Wasn't
gonna
gonna
wear
dress
like
up.
I'm gonna wear a cute outfit, like a New Year's outfit, and then like 3:30, 4 o'clock, they're like, no, we're all dressing up, and you know me, I save stuff. I have costume boxes, so I opened that
Yes.
up. I found the old goggles. I was like, okay, we can pull this off. We'll pull this off.
Bless your husband's heart. Thank, thank you, Mike, for taking such great care of Trisha Swenson. We love it. It's awesome. The other thing, Trisha, is your jacket. You're talking about visibility. That would be a good jacket for today when the
Yeah.
clouds roll through and the visibility comes down. Yeah, you would
Yep.
stand out. I tell people with kids, like when my kids were little, they look like mobile road cones when they were on the mountain, like bright
Yeah.
orange or bright yellow. I mean, you could see them a mile away.
Oh
So
yeah.
visibility is key. And I agree with you. On that day that I recorded that video, you could actually see that haze that was there. And as we approached the top of the Game Creek chairlift, the visibility got worse and worse. The fog got more intense. You know, I just think if you can't see, this is just my take on it, if you do get to a point that you're literally like, I can't see,
No.
it might be time to download and kind of scoot out of there. Safety's key.
Yeah, and you know what? We just mentioned the trees before, and you know what, Ken? Even though we've received a lot of snow, it is still early season, and I just heard of a friend of, a family friend down in Eagle. Their son, he's probably 12 years old. He broke his leg going down Coyote Glade, and so like. You got to be careful out there. And if you do need the help, well, we've got the assistance. We've got our Ask the Doctor segments right now. So we want to let you find out more with Vail Summit Orthopedics and Neurosurgery.
Sorry, Trish. It's coming up. One sec.
Dr. Terrell Joseph with Vail Summit Orthopedics and Neurosurgery, and specialize in upper extremity and knee surgery, and today we're going to be talking about wrist injuries. So I'm going to reach in and pull out the question down in this boot. Can skiing make carpal tunnel worse? Skiing doesn't really make carpal tunnel worse. Carpal tunnel syndrome is a nerve compression. It's right here in this area of the wrist. Biking does make it worse with gripping and grasping like that. And most patients complain of numbness and tingling at night. Gripping a ski pole like that maybe could aggravate it, but that's not typical. How can you tell the difference between a wrist sprain and a broken wrist? So a couple of clues. Sprains don't typically make the wrist or any joint black and blue. That's always suspicious of a fracture, and that can be applied to anywhere, including the wrist. If you press on your bone and it hurts a lot, well, duh, that's probably suspicion for a fracture. If you push on a joint, the joint is where the ligaments live. So you got a joint where the ligaments live, and then you have the bone, and that's the difference in our world. And again, that can be applied to everywhere in the body. So if you're hurting on your bone and you're black and blue, that's an x-ray. What are the most common wrist injuries you see during winter? By far, the most common wrist injury we see is what's called a distal radius fracture. So this is the radius bone right here. It twists like that, the radius of curvature. And when patients fall and land like that, the by far most common fracture is a distal radius fracture. And so even if it's a bad fracture and it needs surgery, which we do all winter long, almost weekly, they do excellent. They tend to all heal and the function is restored, and so it's a pretty good bone to break if you have to break a bone. How long is too long for a wrist to hurt? Wrist is hurting for more than about 2 weeks, then you probably should have it looked at. Most ligament sprains in the body and in the wrist included will get significantly better or go away within about 2 weeks. If 2 weeks has gone by and the pain is the same, especially if you load up a joint or load up a bone and it creates increased pain, then we worry that there could be a fracture. Thanks for joining us at Vail Valley Live, Ask a Doctor.
This weather and mountain report is brought to you by Outlets of Silverwall, elevated savings.
All right, I want to give you a look at the weather right now. And if you have any questions for the doc, and we've got some of the best docs in the world that are treating people. They treat major athletes and everything, but they can help you as well. So if you have any questions, put them in the chat, and then we can get them to Vail Summit Orthopedics and Neurosurgery. But weather-wise for today, it looks pretty nice, pretty mild. Like, what could go wrong, right? Well, we're supposed to be getting some snow later on today, and we're in a winter storm warning for our area until 6 p.m. tonight. So that's good. The snow is going to start to build. The clouds are starting to build as well. Chance of precipitation is 80%. Total daytime snow accumulation, maybe 1 to 3, and then another 2 to 4 tonight. And that wind, we could see Ken Hovey, the camera, kind of shaking, moving around down in Eagle. So it's blowing on through. There's going to be a change in the weather for sure coming up. Now, for your Tuesday, still some snow showers. We'll be out of that winter storm warning, but we'll still have some snow. Daytime highs right around the 20s. And then for Tuesday night, 50% chance of showers. We drop into the teens. And then by Wednesday, we'll start out snowy and then partly sunny by the afternoon and then pretty clear by Wednesday night. And then we'll be cooler on Wednesday nights, single digits for your Wednesday night. So that's kind of how we're going to start the first week of 2023. Can't believe it. Already in the new year. I was barely getting used to saying 2022, but that's what we've got going on. The lifts start spinning at 8:30 at both resorts, Vail and Beaver Creek. Vail closes down at 3:30, so the back bowls, Blue Sky Basin, they close before that. The front side is 3:30. Over at Beaver Creek, their main lifts on Main Beaver Creek Mountain, like Centennial, that's open till 4, but they do close down areas like Rose Bowl, Arrowhead, and Bachelor Gulch at 3:30. So just something to keep in mind as you can plan your day. If you're going to go out to Blue Sky Basin today, I would go out early and then work your way back to the front side. But let's bring in Ken Hovey and talk a little bit about the conditions. No new snow in the last 24 hours. We had an overcast day yesterday and a rather warm day. And Ken, I mean, I don't know, what it was like down in Eagle, but in Avon, I was in Avon yesterday before going up to Beaver Creek, really slushy, like 41 degrees. And those parking lots, they've got a lot of slush and that refreezes overnight. So you just got to be still a little careful driving. You know, the interstate was good coming in, but wow, the side streets, the frontage roads, stop sign areas, four-way stops, roundabouts, still a little bit dicey.
The sidewalk,
Yeah.
just walking right now,
Totally.
is slippery. I wish I had the video. In a few moments, Tricia, you spoke earlier on the Vail Daily Update about our annual Shoshone tradition.
Yes.
I have some video of that we'll share with our viewers of what it's like to paddle on the Colorado River in January, on January 1st. We'll have that coming up.
Okay.
But the reason I even mentioned that, though, is you're talking about slippery. I stood on my paddleboard the entire way down through the rapids. I got home yesterday and got out of my truck and just ate it, in my in my driveway. I was like, "Woo, that was a great day." Stepped out, boom, right on my butt. I just sat there. I was like, "Oh my gosh, I just ate it in my yard." Trisha, I wanted to show this. I'm always bragging about Eagle and how cool it is, and I don't even know if you're aware of this, and you know everything about the valley. Number one, can you tell where I'm standing right now?
Oh, yeah. You're right by the where we have the big concerts in the summer, Eagletown Park. Yeah, Centennial
That's right.
Stage right in the background. Perfect.
Centennial Stage, Eagletown Park. It's kind of hard to tell from here, but I'm going to show you something. Check this out.
Okay.
This little box right here, right? This is Eagle, and I'll show you one more thing. Right? Wood. The reason I'm showing you this is that the town of Eagle has free outdoor skating rink, a large one and a small one right here. They have a box, and don't take these, by the way. Don't be like, oh, cool, free skates. They have a box of gear right here, right?
Yeah.
Closed, so that you can come down, borrow some gear if they have your size. They have a fire pit, a couple of them.
Nice.
They have wood chopped. You can cut. Yeah, am I painting the picture
Yeah,
here?
this is so
You
cool.
can come down. You can, if you don't have skates, pick through these, see if you can find a pair that fits you, use them, then return them. Light a little bonfire right here. Go out. I'll take it one step further, Tristan.
Okay. Okay.
They even have a couple of hockey sticks out here,
Oh, that's
right?
awesome.
It's so awesome. They have benches, put your trash away. But I show you this because the picture I want to paint, you come down to the Eagletown Park, you hang out, you bring your kids, you let them skate for free outdoors on the rink. You play a little hockey. They even have some little hockey goals here. You have a bonfire. You have your mug with whatever you want to put in it. And then in the summertime, when all this is gone, this is where they do their free concerts.
Yeah.
What do they call Showdown Town?
Showdown Town,
Is
yeah.
what takes place. Isn't that cool?
Oh, I know. This is super cool,
Like,
and to have
super
these,
cool.
you know, the outdoor kind of the pond skating. This isn't a pond, but just having the park skating. And I know that Leah Miller, one of our producers, her dad was he plays like adult league hockey, and he had some really cool footage just the other week of a lot of tournaments and people getting out there. I mean, these are well used rinks, so this is awesome.
Trisha, watch that. Just here, look.
Oh, geez.
You can come
Are
down
we
here.
doing lumberjack games?
Trisha,
Okay. Don't hurt yourself, Ken. Okay. Woo! All right.
Trisha, you can come do man stuff down here. Well, woman stuff too. I don't want to offend anyone.
Yeah. You
Like,
could chop some
how
wood
cool
over
is
there.
that? Like, what
Yeah.
town would be like, sure, here's an axe, chop some wood, skate for free, borrow our skates, have a beer.
Yeah.
Eagle is super cool.
Well, this is
I
cool.
love it.
Hey, and you know what? Okay, so another fun thing that's going to be going on. So like a lot of people are getting rid of their Christmas trees now, and the town of Vail and Avon have some free pickup. But and I think Gypsum is asking you bring them down to their sports complex. But the town of Eagle, they've been doing this 12th night celebration for 50 years or so now, maybe in a little bit more. It's a new location. It's going to be at the Bull Pasture Park. So if you are ready to get rid of your tree, you got to take off all the lights, all the utensils, tinsel, all that stuff, all the ornaments, and then they get a big pile. And Ken, I know you've been there, and I mean the heat coming off of this. Wow, it melts the snow in that area for sure. But you
I'm
can
stacking
drop
up
off
wood.
the
Well,
tree.
yeah, these are some archive photos of when they did it here in the park. And Trisha, I'm going to be honest, I'm going to have to Google it, or one of our viewers can chime in. Where is Bull Pasture? Do you know?
Oh yeah, so it's located at 7th and Wall Street. So
Okay.
it's a new location this year. So 7th and Wall Street, and between now and the 4th, drop off the tree. And then on the 5th, so that's 12 nights after Christmas. That's what they call it, the 12th night. So it's the 12th night tree burning. And the fire department is there. Okay, so the fire department's there. It is safe. But it really is kind of a neat thing to do, and a cool way to just get rid of the trees and everything. And so that's going to be going on starting at 6 p.m. Like I said,
Oh,
the event.
the Bull Pasture, they're talking about over, I know where they're saying, kind of
Yeah.
more toward like the Eagle, back by Eagle Ranch, sort of.
Yeah, yep. So
Yeah.
Bull Pasture
Okay.
Park, located at 7th and Wall Street. So yeah, get the tree, get that all taken care of, because Thursday that's going to be here before you know it. So it's already the 2nd. But yeah, kind of cool what they can do with this, and it's just a neat little thing going on in Eagle. So
Trisha,
that's happening.
I love today's show. I love that you're letting us chat about Down Valley, Eagle, and Gypsum, and we're sharing Vail and Beaver Creek. I mean, Vail Valley Live is everywhere, and we love to cover this kind of stuff. Especially, one of my favorite things in this world is free, right? And I'm not, stingy or whatnot. I just think it's cool when there's like something fun to do, that you go like a free concert or free ice skating. It makes it a lot easier, and especially on families. some people running on a very shoestring budget right now. So it's fun to have these options, especially your kids aren't in school right now. My kids aren't in school, and it can get expensive doing, ski trips and whatnot. So why not
Oh
just
yeah.
come down here to Eagle? That's going to be a lot of fun on Thursday night. Come bring your camera, come chop some wood down here, come do some ice skating, come check out the river park. But coming up, Trisha, before we wrap up the show, we're going to talk about paddling. One of these years, you're going to come out with me and do the Shoshone section of the Colorado River on January 1st. It's one
Oh
of the things I
my.
want.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, maybe. Well, I mean, like, but I won't be like driving the boat or anything, right?
No. I just put you up front and kayak you down there,
Oh
and
my god.
you just get
Oh my
splashed.
god.
You look like the kid from A Christmas Story, where you can't even move his arms.
I'll
You'll
just be
just be
like
awesome.
all bundled up and everything. Okay, all right, Ken. Yeah, let's. You know what?
I'm gonna
I'm
chop
gonna.
some wood.
Okay, I'm gonna share with the audience something fun. So we're on. In addition to being on YouTube and Facebook, we're also on Outside Television, which is Channel 17 here in the Vail Valley, and you can chat with us on YouTube and Facebook. But what's nice about Outside Television is a lot of people just have it. It's in the condo, it's in the hotels, it's in your home, and you can put us up on the big screen. If you have Outside Plus, you have access to some pretty cool programming. And we're going to show you a little snippet of one woman who's taking her dog doing, what's this trail called, Rachel? It's in Wisconsin. The Arctic.
1,200-mile Ice Age Trail.
Okay, the 1,200-mile Ice Age Trail. So let's take a look at this. And once again, with Outside Plus, this is part of your package, but we're going to give you a sneak peek of it right now.
All right, hey everybody, C. Diggins here, pulling away. We'll see you all in person in a couple months.
Once she told me that she was going to be the first woman to hike the Ice Age Trail, the first Black person, I know like a lot of people are concerned about her.
1,200 miles is hard enough in good weather in the summertime. But in the middle of a Wisconsin winter, this is one of the coldest winters I can remember.
It was 0 degrees when we went to bed last night.
Now, fortunately, she's got Diggins with her.
When I saw Emily throw out there that she was looking to borrow a sled dog, I thought, yeah, this would be perfect.
They have formed this bond.
Anything to say, Diggs?
It's going to be hard for her to let go of Diggins.
My lungs hurt, my body hurts, and my brain's just like, I'll never make it out of here. The only thing you can do is just keep moving forward. And all of a sudden, there would be a sign and like a Ziploc bag. Emily, this is for you. They're brownies. This trip was just a trip. The ice woman cometh. It then turned into something. People started watching.
I really think that Emily's story has taken off the way it has because we need it right now.
She's lit so many of us on fire.
Regardless of race or political affiliation.
It kind of like hits me like, this trip is more than just about me. This trip is about us.
In the extraordinary, we're free to discover more together. Experience it for yourself this winter. Get your lift tickets today.
Hi, I'm Peggy Ziegler, fashion guru and stylist for the outlets at Silverthorne. I'm here to share with you an amazing place called the Colorado Welcome Center. We've got fabulous brochures on all the nearby places and towns and things to do right here while you're in Summit County and visiting the outlets at Silverthorne. And of course, pick up your Elite Savings Card booklet, offering you fabulous discounts and a rewards program too. See you soon.
Vail Summit Orthopedics and Neurosurgery is kind of a one-stop shop. We have everything in-house.
We have cast techs, MRI machines, x-ray of course right at the clinic, physical therapy right at our clinic.
I'm going to get to the bottom of what your diagnosis is with all the resources we have, and that's what we do.
This Weather and Mountain Report is brought to you by Grand Hyatt Vail, Hyatt's newest luxury resort in Vail.
All right, we are back with your weather for Monday morning, the 2nd of January, 2023. Happy New Year, everybody. Let's take a look at what we have in store. And new snow is what is in store for today. We actually have a winter storm warning that is going to be being in effect until 6 p.m. tonight. So the snow hasn't started here in Vail. In fact, we've got blue skies up above. We've been watching down Kanahaway, down in Eagle. A little windy down there, but still some blue skies. So not starting yet. This will start later on today. And when it comes in, it'll be kind of fast and furious. We can have maybe 1 to 3 inches possible on the lower elevations, and then maybe another 2 to 4 tonight. And then on Tuesday, we still have a chance of snow, maybe about 1 inch possible for your Tuesday into Wednesday. Here's what Open Snow is predicting. Maybe getting 3 today, and then 4 tomorrow, and then just a lingering as we go into Wednesday. Wednesday, we have a break in the action. We start to see the sun come out, and then much cooler temperatures when we get to Wednesday night. So tomorrow, we'll be in the 20s. Overnight lows around 12 because we'll still have that cloud cover. And then for your Wednesday, a high right around the upper 20s, and then 5 as a low, single digits for your Wednesday night, which is typical to have this for January. So there's a look at what we can expect for today. So traveling right now, you're probably just going to run into traffic more than anything. The roads are looking good. They're dry right now. Here's some road cams so you can just kind of see what's going on. Look at Dow Junction. Look at all the eastbound traffic. Everyone is starting to make their way home. Of course, there's some people that'll still stay throughout the next couple of days, but a lot of the schools are going back maybe midweek across the nation. Eagle County, though, I don't think they go back till the 9th. So they've got this whole week off. Maybe they need to go do a little pond hockey down in Eagle. Let's bring up Ken Hovey and see if he's ready to come on. Oh, wow. Mountain Man.
One more, Trisha. Are we getting ready to wrap up the show? I don't even know what time it is.
Not quite yet. I know. You've been too busy chopping wood. Okay.
Do
cool.
one more. We'll do one more, then we'll talk more. Okay.
Let's do one more.
Oh, man, that feels good. That's like CrossFit. Mountain CrossFit right there.
Yeah, totally.
Well, I'll tell you what, it's just awesome. I do love the town of Eagle. I actually saw one of the employees just pull up. They do have some, I don't want to say primitive tools. They have like a tractor and whatnot, but they don't have a Zamboni that they polish.
No.
So if you come down, you're thinking, that ice is a little bit rough, mister. It might be. It's not perfect by any means, but it is free. And if you're wondering what these little boxes are right here, what they do is it's basically a goalie. You lay it on the ice, and there's a gap on either side. So when you're playing, you can take shots, and that's where, that's what those wooden boxes are. Yeah, cool. So you lay them down, and while you're playing hockey, you don't actually have to have a goalie. You could play against each other and shoot on those boxes when they lay them in there. But Trisha, we can get to this one. Yesterday, we talking about our annual tradition.
Yeah, this is in the paper today.
Yeah, I saw that, and I got to talk to John. It was great to see John LeCompte, by the way, from the Vail Daily. He does On the Hill. He's just such a good dude, and it was nice catching up with him and talking family and all that stuff. But there was about 30 people that turned up yesterday for this event. I think the largest number, oh my gosh, this is so funny. Wait, Trisha. This is the beauty of our show. My friend Ben, who is an avid kayaker. He's one of the best kayakers in the state. I need him to chime in on the chat. I just got a text from him on my phone.
Yeah.
I can't pull it back up, and it just said, I just won the pond hockey tournament down there yesterday. So he's obviously watching, and now he just texted me, so he's going to laugh. So nice work, Ben. Ben is a bellman, lead bellman at the Grand Hyatt. He works over there at the Grand Hyatt, so he's probably watching us. Such a good dude, great guy, and you want to talk outdoors, he's the person to do it with. But to talk more about the river run, this has been going on I've been doing this paddling section on the Shoshone section for 30 years. This was my 30th season of doing it. We've seen as many as 100 people down there. 2 years ago, they had the ramp closed, the Grizzly Creek takeout. So I wasn't letting it stop me. I went down to Bear Ranch and I hiked 4 miles up through the
Oh,
snow
geez.
in
With
order to
your
run. I know.
paddleboard? Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
I did. I was like, they're not stopping me. But here's what yesterday looked like. It was a lot of fun. There were a number of different crafts out there, from duckies to catarafts to kayaks. Saw some pack rafts, but this is what it looks like to take a
Wow.
stand-up paddleboard down the Shoshone section of the Colorado. I had to take a knee right there because my fin box almost caught on a rock, but definitely snowy. The reason that this isn't frozen is that there's enough flow through this section of river to keep it open throughout the season. So you could pretty much run the Shoshone section and the Grizzly section of the Colorado River year round. Now, if you're not an experienced paddler, this isn't a place to say, hey, y'all, watch this and run out there and try to do it. But there you go, Trisha, my celebratory New Year's Day beer
Oh my
from the
goodness.
paddleboard while
Okay, so
floating down the
when you
river.
end, okay, so then you're on the flat section there. Oh my gosh. Now, and this is probably a lot of snow for the canyon. Okay, now who's this?
This is something that was special to me. You can read about it in the paper. That gentleman's name is Joe, and you can't make it out on the screen right now, I don't think, but it says project engineer and CDOT. That is one of the lead engineers for CDOT that helped design and engineer the road through the canyon, which opened about 30 years ago. And I was humbled by it. I'm not bragging, but I met him and he's like, "Oh, you're Ken Hovey." And I was like, you know who I am? Like, I couldn't believe, like, number one, because I love that canyon. I moved to Gypsum so that I could paddle Shoshone all the time when I used to be a professional kayaker. And he's like, oh, yeah. He's like, I've seen you down here for years. He's like, I kayak now, and my son's here kayaking. So I actually met and paddled yesterday with one of the men that designed and engineered the road that goes through Glenwood Canyon. So for me personally, that was super cool. I mean, think about the millions of vehicles that have traveled through there and what it's opened up to people. I mean, driving through Glenwood Canyon is almost like driving through a miniature Grand Canyon, right?
Yeah,
I
it's
mean, it's just
beautiful.
spectacular. So that was very cool. I'm getting texts from Ben. He's actually sending me photos from his product. Ben, you got to quit. I'm doing the morning show.
Oh my
But he
gosh.
needs to come by. He's probably over there at the bell stand right next to you right now, Trisha.
He probably, because we have the show on at the Grand Hyatt as well. So I'm sure he's like, hey, wait, that's me right there. I know, I wish we could find that pond hockey video that Leah's dad sent in, because it is kind of a big deal. And you know what? In addition to this, I know that there's a couple rinks that they opened up by Freedom Park and Edwards that are just, the park pond. They're not pond, but park rinks. And then Avon, it finally was cold enough to skate on Nottingham Lake. So they just made that announcement, just a week and a half ago or so. So there is another place to go. And then, of course, we have the rinks at Beaver Creek, Solaris in Vail Village, Arabelle. So we have some rinks, and, of course, Dobson. And, hey, Hovey, have you ever tried those ice bumper cars that they have at the Dobson Ice Arena?
No, I have not. It looks like a bunch of fun. I remember
Yeah.
when they put them in a couple of years. You've done this, though,
I,
right?
I've done it, yeah. And you kind of have like this little joystick that you operate, and you kind of spin around and you kind of hit each other. It's super funny, but yeah. So that's another fun thing to do. There's plenty of fun things to do. I mean, of course, we love the skiing and those snowboarding, but sometimes it's nice to take a little break, especially if you've been going day after day after day, and if your feet are a little tired of the boots or your legs are a little tired. Couple different ways to wander around and check things out. But Ken, I'm going back
I
up
tell
there
people,
today.
Trisha. I was going to say, I tell people, I work at the Arabelle at Vail Square in Lions Head, and we have a lot of families that come in and they'll ski a couple days and then they take a day off and they kind of feel guilty about taking. They're like, oh, I'm not going to ski today. I'm like, you know what? Listen to your body, but also when you come to our valley, there's way more things to do than ski and ride on the mountain. I know that's a priority, but with our program, we like to share these things. This is cool. I dig
Here
this.
it is. These are the ice bumper cars, and I like when they kind of sometimes they turn the lights off, and they're
When do
colorful.
they do this? When does this?
Well, you
when
know
does
what?
this happen?
You got to go to their website because it's a scheduled time. That ice rink is so busy with all the different hockey leagues, the Skating Club of Vail, and the figure skating that goes on, and then public skate, and then this time. So it's you can go to vailrec.com for all the info and the schedules, because those schedules could change kind of often with everything that's happening. But it's
And
a
it's
fun
that
thing to
you know
do.
what, that's a prime example of something fun to do if you were staying in the village, because find out, hey, we've got 15 minutes, drop $10, go over there and do it. It's right on the bus route, so you just hop off the bus and walk in the door. Well, today's show was fun, Trisha. It was great to see. Good to see that the snow is probably going to return. Expect a few inches, and the snow, to our viewers out there, I promise you, it's fantastic. This
I
is
know.
definitely one of the best seasons that we've had so far, and we just keep getting more and more snow. So bring it on.
Get out there.
We'll
I
take more.
know, Ken. I'm getting ready to go out there today, so I'm gonna make some turns. Probably I'm going to Vail today. I went to Beaver Creek the last couple of days, so I'm gonna be out there. But Ken, I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna just say Happy New Year, and then I won't say it to you again. Okay?
Yes, you will. You know what, Tricia? I love you dearly. We've been working together for a long time. Happy New Year to you as well,
Okay.
and to all of our viewers. A happy and healthy one. You know, the older you get, when you hear that when you're a kid, oh, happy and healthy, you're like, yeah, whatever. You know, Happy New Year. You know, health is everything. Take care of each other. Show the support, and we live in a great community. We're lucky to be here, and hopefully, I'll be here again next year to hear you say Happy New Year, like a week after the actual New Year.
Okay, perfect. That's a deal. Okay, perfect. Yes, thanks so much for joining us this morning. Once again, if you were watching us, we're on live on Outside TV. But if you have missed part of the show, you can watch the entire show on Facebook or YouTube. And we'd love to hear where you're chatting from. But we just adore our Vail Valley Live community, and we appreciate your viewership. And we will see you back here tomorrow, bright and early, 7:30 a.m.